But Juan, I really have to say, like, you are the real deal. You're like the five-star service.
And I tell all my clients, I was like, guys, you guys can do this yourself. You can set the court date. It's not that hard. Maybe the TV seasons of Suits and this and all these other like lawyer shows make it seem like it's, oh, you just walk in there and you state your claim. No, it's not that easy. I know the system. I'm able to go in, file a motion, remove the points, and not everybody knows how to do that, especially other attorneys. As soon as they see those red lights, blue lights flashing behind them, hey Juan, I just got pulled over, please stand by. And I'm ready. I always text back immediately. Send me that ticket. Don't fight with the officer on the side of the road. You're never gonna win. And let's just take it to court. That's why we have the right to take it to court, to fight it, to hire an attorney, and to defend yourself. Is your attorney gonna be there when you need them? Are they gonna be answering all of your questions? Are they gonna be there when you really need them?
So, are you thinking about hiring a traffic attorney here in Miami? Maybe you got a speeding ticket or you have your license suspended. Well, I have on my attorney, Juan, legally Juan on Instagram. Juan, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, Joe. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. I know this relationship started over Instagram. You followed me, I think. I followed you back. I like your real estate post. I asked for information on some of the real estate information you post in properties. So it's a good. I love the relationship we've built over Instagram, social media. So again, I'm very happy to be here. Like you mentioned, yep, attorney Juan Mendez Babani. Most people know me as Legally Juan, and I love fighting traffic tickets and all over the state of Florida, but mainly Miami.
I've absolutely loved like running into you at the Frost Museum, like with your family, like I've seen you around town. I see your billboards. I'm so pumped to do this collab here. For those of you watching, Juan is my go-to traffic attorney. I'm sure that we've all used different traffic ticket attorneys in Florida. It's just a common place. You're gonna get a ticket one way or another. But Juan, I really have to say, like, you are the real deal. You're like the five-star service guy. Like, I really feel like you give the attention and just that dedication to your clients. It's not like a big firm that you're dealing with and you just speak to a paralegal. Like, thank you so much for being on this show. I just want to jump right in. Could you tell the person watching or listening, like, what role does a traffic ticket attorney play in the process of just dealing with traffic violations?
I think a traffic ticket attorney, and like you mentioned, I like to take a personal approach. So I'm in probably 8 to 10 Zoom hearings at the same time. So sometimes I don't have enough phones, enough iPads, enough laptops to go. Again, it doesn't mean that my attention is not 100% in every case or every Zoom, because judge know, oh, attorney Juan Mendez Babani is going to be very busy, thankfully, and all his clients trust him. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that if he's not here at 10:05, he's busy in another Zoom hearing, right? So I think that's one of the number one important roles, that the relationship that a traffic ticket attorney has with not just the whole judicial system, but with the judges, with the officers, with the clients, with the defendants, with the witnesses, with everybody in the entire system. I think it makes it a much easier and smoother process for us to streamline the process. And basically, you hire us, you forget about it, you don't have the headache of dealing, when is my court date, what time is it, do I have to take time off of work, who's going to take my children to daycare, who's going to pick them up from school, because you don't get to decide, hey, put me on your 10 o'clock calendar where everything is free and I have nothing going. No, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, it's 7:45 in the morning, and you don't want to deal with that. So as a traffic ticket attorney, I take that responsibility upon myself to show up on time, to defend you. And remember, you're innocent until proven guilty, especially with these traffic tickets. So I think that's just an important thing, where your mouthpiece, where we know the law, we know the system, especially in this area, the traffic ticket world. It's an art, and I take great pride in it. So I think that's where the lawyer's role really exemplifies itself.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that we've all been there where, the lights are going up and we look in our rearview mirror and we're getting pulled over and we're just kind of thinking of like all the what ifs, like what is the next step? Am I going to get points? Do I have to go to court? So just, having you in my pocket, it makes me just feel so much better that you're going to be able to defend me. And like you said, innocent until proven guilty. Now, speaking of representing, you don't have to hire an attorney. People know that. But, why would somebody choose to hire an attorney instead of handling the case themselves or doing self-representation?
Yeah, so a lot of it again and I tell all my clients, I was like, guys, you guys can do this yourself. You can set the court date. It's not that hard. You can file the motion. You can show up to court. You can question the officer if you want. But again, sometimes I think maybe the TV seasons of Suits and this and all these other like lawyer shows make it seem like it's, oh, you just walk in there and you state your claim. No, it's not that easy. But again, we're just a convenience factor, right? It's we know the laws, we know the officers. I see the same officers multiple times a day sometimes, and it's just that relationship that I have with the judicial system, with the judges. Sometimes I get cut some slack because they know that why would I lie, right? They see me, my honesty, my trustworthiness with my clients, with the judges, with the officers. So again, at the end of the day, you can do it yourself, but why are you going to do it yourself if you can save yourself money in the long run, number one, right? You don't want those points. You don't want the negative consequences that come with getting found guilty for a traffic ticket. So again, I'm not going to go look for houses myself. I could Google that, but I'm going to hire Joe, right? Joe's the expert. He knows what exactly I'm looking for. He knows what I want. I give him everything that I need. I give him the criteria, and he goes and finds it for me. Same thing here. I'm going to want to deal with an expert who knows what they're doing. It's going to take someone so much more time to figure out how to schedule a court date. Some clients don't even know you have to schedule a court date. With me, it's you Venmo, you Zelle me, you Cash App me, you PayPal me, you send me a credit card payment, whatever, however you want to pay me. You forget about it. It becomes my responsibility until the very end, where I tell you, hey, your case has been resolved. And most of the times, thankfully, it's always a dismissive where we beat it. So.
Yeah, and I've been there. Everybody watching, Juan is my go-to. He protects me. When maybe I'm going a little too fast to showings and I'm going to be late for that appointment. But yeah, like you said, Juan, realtors and attorneys, like we're not too different, you and I. We're kind of cut from the same cloth. Like you could definitely buy a house on your own. There's nothing stopping you, but I just know it's going to be a better experience when you have professional representation, on your side. So speaking of representation, could you tell the people who are watching or listening, maybe some of the common legal problems that your clients face when they deal with a traffic ticket or like a license hold?
Yeah, so one of the most important things, and I think we're all feeling it, especially our wallets nowadays, it's the insurance companies. They're using any type of traffic ticket against someone. If you're found guilty, they're saying, yep, you have a guilty conviction from 2021. We're going to raise your premiums because we want to and we can. So that's probably the number one factor that I'm seeing right now that's affecting everybody. It's the points on the license. They paid it or they forgot to request a court date. Now their license is about to get suspended, so they don't know what to do. So they're like, oh, the easiest thing to do is just let me throw some money at it. Here, I'll pay the $179 and thinking that the ticket or the problem is going to go away. But now when you pay a ticket, you're admitting guilt, you're getting the points automatically on your driving record, and that right there is what your insurance is going to use to make your rates go up, to charge you more money. So I think the number one thing is saving money. Everyone wants to save money. So if you decide to just pay your ticket, which is what unfortunately majority of the people think they can do with a traffic ticket, it's gonna come to haunt you down the road. It could be a year, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 years, and I'm helping a lot of people with that because especially in Miami-Dade, I know the system. I'm able to go in, file a motion, remove the points, and not everybody knows how to do that, especially other attorneys. And it's crazy that something so big that's affecting a lot of people has a repair for it. We can fix it. So I think that's the number one thing that I see, that the long-term effects of just paying a traffic ticket.
Yeah, so speaking of, paying the traffic ticket, I know it's because they always put that little pamphlet in with the ticket and they're like, these are your options, pay it or go to school or what have you. How does maybe paying the ticket, I know that we get points, but what about like the going to school option if they're just trying to like settle it on their own? Like what's the difference between just kind of paying it, going to school, and then choosing you?
So that's a great question. And I actually get that, not a lot, but I get that question brought up. And the difference between doing a school and hiring an attorney or hiring me to fight your traffic ticket is you're paying the full amount of the fine and sometimes a little more by taking the election to take it to traffic school, right? Okay, you might take the traffic school, but then what do you do once you take the traffic school? How do you know where to take the traffic school? What do you do with the certificate of completion? Some clients that come to me after they mess up and they choose the traffic ticket election. They're like, what do I do with it? I did it and that's it. The traffic school didn't send it to the clerks, so nothing gets filed. So they end up, and I'm literally in the process with that right now. Someone this morning called me and they're like, hey, Juan, I didn't know my license was about to be suspended or is suspended already. I thought I did the traffic school. I paid the 400 because it was a school zone. I paid the $450 something ticket. And now I'm looking, the insurance calls me, I have points on my license, but I did the traffic school. What happened? She did the traffic school because she showed me the certificate of completion, but it never got filed properly. So that's the main thing. You're number one, you're paying the full fine amount. If you don't do the traffic school or if you don't submit it in time, you're still going to be found guilty. So now you paid the ticket, you have a guilty conviction, and you have the points on the record. So you're back at square one, right? Versus hiring an attorney, you pay me the $100, $85, whatever it is, depending on the ticket, and I most of the times can do a money back guarantee that you're not going to get the points. You might have to pay court costs, but again, most of the times we're avoiding the points, which is what most people want to avoid because, again, the long-term effects of that is what comes back to haunt you. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest difference between hiring an attorney and doing traffic school.
Definitely. So speaking of, getting that ticket, the person listening, I'm sure, they're in the driver's seat, they're pulled over on the side of the road, they're talking to the officer. From your viewpoint, what are some common errors or things that you see clients do when they get pulled over that they should avoid? Admitting guilt, for example, or saying they're sorry. Like, what are some things that people who are getting pulled over should avoid?
The number one thing you should avoid if you're already a client or if you know about me is telling the officer, call my attorney legally, Juan. Don't do that. The officers, and that's happened in the past where here in Surfside, a client of mine, not going to say his name, very good client of mine, gets pulled over a couple times a month, and he's just like, call legally Juan. You know him. He's on retain. No, don't say
Oh
that.
man.
But aside from that, yeah, I always tell my clients, be courteous. Hello, officer. I don't know what I did. Going back to what you just said, don't admit guilt. Don't say, yeah, I just ran that stop sign. Sorry. Again, they have the burden. The officer in the state of Florida has the burden of proof to show that beyond a reasonable doubt that you were speeding, that you took that stop sign, that you merged incorrectly, and whatever the citation was. So yeah, just be courteous, remain calm, take your ticket. And I have clients that text me right away, right? As soon as they see those red lights, blue lights flashing behind them, hey, Juan, I just got pulled over. Please stand by. And I'm ready. I always text back immediately. Send me that ticket. Don't fight with the officer on the side of the road. You're never going to win. And then let's just take it to court. That's why we have the right to take it to court, to fight it, to hire an attorney, and to defend yourself.
Awesome advice. Super. I mean, yeah, because don't admit guilt, but also don't be an a-hole to the cop either and say, oh, call my attorney. Like, they're not gonna call your attorney, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's just be courteous, take that ticket, and hire Juan.
Definitely hire Juan. So what should somebody look for when they do hire a traffic ticket attorney? They could go with a big name. They hear radio, TV shows. I know why I hire you, but what are some things that other people should look for when they hire an attorney?
So I think the number one thing is just you can say, oh, look at their track record. But so many lawyers, like you just mentioned, these large corporations, they're fighting tickets all over the country. So when they say, we've beat 10 million tickets, okay, is it 10 million tickets in Miami? Is it 10 million tickets in Orlando? Is it 10 million tickets combined in California and New York? Like maybe they only won 100 tickets in Miami, right? So again, I don't think the track record, and again, how would anybody really get that information? But also just call any law office, right? And like you mentioned when we first started, you're 100% of the time going to speak with me. I don't know how I have the time to speak to all my clients between all the Zooms and the emails and the telling you the resolution of your ticket and all that, but I do it. It's like you mentioned also that we're both hard workers. We want to give our clients the best customer service, and that's what I pride myself on, like the customer service aspect of it. Yeah, I could be a little funny when you're hiring me. We could have a good time when we talk. I have a funny Instagram. It's catchy. The only Juan for all your legal needs, legally Juan, all that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, is your attorney going to be there when you need them? Are they going to be answering all of your questions? Are they going to be there when you really need them? At the side of the road when you're getting arrested for a DUI at 12 a.m. And you remember, oh, his phone number is 305-900 Juan. Like, it's so easy. And I know most of the times if he doesn't pick up, like, he's going to call me back right away or find out what the issue is and jump on it, right? So I think for everyone listening out there, the most important thing is, will your attorney be there for you, right? Are you going to speak to your attorney? I get so many clients that are turned off by the other larger, or not even that large, but the other law firms where they're like, I hired them. I don't know what's going on. My license is about to get suspended. I don't know who my lawyer is. I don't know. I spoke to a paralegal, but she doesn't really know what's happening. So I think the number one thing, and I think that sets me aside from everyone else, is make sure you know who your lawyer is, right? You could see the billboards, you could see that, but if you're not speaking to that lawyer, or at least he's not giving you 5 minutes of his time, then I don't know, is that lawyer really for you? It's you want to have that attorney-client privilege and relationship with whatever it is, a traffic ticket, buying a home, anything like that. So it's important.
Definitely. Definitely. And I just think back to all, the times where I've gotten a ticket in the past and I've made the wrong choice, or I just wasn't educated and I didn't know, how to hire an attorney and what to look for. And, sure enough, I went with a big name. I went with a big firm. And, I realized that I wasn't getting, the attention and, maybe the result of the ticket would have been different, if I went with somebody like you, Juan, and somebody who was local and who, touches my case and, is really on the matter instead of the paralegal. And it's just, they have a bunch of cases on their docket. So thankful for you. Again, I really can't stress it enough, how protected I feel by you, if things do come up. So any final thoughts or anything you want to share with the person listening or watching?
So I think you hit everything, but yeah, just a final thing is it's very important. Again, whether you're paying someone $50 or $100 or $10,000, $5,000, it's your money, right? You worked hard for that money. Make sure it's an investment. Hiring anybody for anything is an investment in your future. It's a long-term investment, whether, again, it's a traffic ticket for speeding, whether it's buying a house, whether it's going to go see a doctor, whatever you're hiring, it's your money. So at the end of the day, make sure you know what you're getting for your money. Make sure you're getting what you're buying and bargaining for. And it's just very important out there, especially in South Florida. A lot of scams out there. A lot of people are pretending to be who they're not. A lot of people promising. Just know what you're getting. It's very important. And again, going back to the customer service aspect of it, I know myself, I pride myself on that. You pride yourself on that. I see your Instagram. So it's very important. And I think that's the last little educational thing I wanted to say.
Nice. So Juan, where can everybody find you?
So you can all find me on Instagram. Handle's very easy, Legally Juan. You can call me 305-900 Juan. It's 5826. But yeah, I look forward to hearing and helping anybody that needs me.
Awesome. Juan, thank you so much again for connecting. For those of you watching, I highly recommend Juan. He is my go-to traffic ticket attorney. I don't work with anybody else down here. And Juan, you work Miami, but I think you also work the other parts of Florida, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Like I mentioned, ideal. Miami's where I was raised, where I've lived my entire life, so it's home to me. But that's where my main offices are in Miami. But I do handle traffic tickets in Broward, in Palm Beach, Collier County, Lee County, everywhere, all over Florida, DeSoto County, anywhere in Florida. I'm licensed to help you. If I can't help you, I'll help you find an attorney that I personally trust that can help you. But 99.9% of the time, I can handle your traffic ticket anywhere in Florida.
Amazing. Juan, Legally Juan, thank you so much again for hopping on. Looking forward to getting this out to the audience. And guys, if you need anything at all with traffic tickets, your attorney is Juan. This is your go-to guy.
There it is.
All right.
Perfect.
See you guys later.